Good morning everyone, welcome in this class. Today we will start with chapter number 10, that is Struggle for the Equality. This chapter is the summary of what we have learned in our previous chapters, previous lessons. In this chapter we will see how people struggles to get equality, how can we protest against the government if our rights are violated, if we are not getting equality in the society, in the country, what is our right, how can we get our right if we are not getting it. So all these we will discuss in this chapter. So let's see.
This chapter is like summing up all the topics what we have studied from chapter 1 to chapter 9. First, we discussed about the Constitution. The Constitution recognizes every individual as an equal member. There should not be any discrimination of any kind, basing on their caste, basing on the color, basing on the creed, basing on the race, basing on the religion, basing on the region. So like this, there should not be any discrimination. That is the clear message what we got from the Constitution. Recognizing every individual as the citizen of the country, and whoever attend 18 years of age will get the right to vote. So the concept of right to vote justifies that every individual is equal before the Constitution and one person has only one vote. It can be the President of India or any common man. Everybody has the same value for their vote that we discussed in chapter 1. Then we came to the health services, Kanta, Hakim said. These two are the examples where the private health services has deprived them the natural right for them to get treatment in the hospitals, and government hospitals have made it a very difficult task for them to get health services. So then we saw how the government and private health services work. In the second one, we also discussed the discrimination that happens between the government and the private health services. Third, we discussed about the brands. What is a brand? How the brands have been built up. What is the assured for us? Why only the rich people will be able to show their ads more numbers of times when compared to the poor businessmen. Then after this we saw about the advertisements, how the advertisements are being made, what are the purpose of the advertisement, how the target groups are being assigned. So all these are discussed in the advertisement concept. And last but not the least, discrimination. The discrimination concept we discussed how the Dalits, the Adivasis, these low caste people are discriminated about. We have seen the example of Om Prakash or we can say that Muslim family trying to take a house for rent when they are denied because they belongs to the Muslim religion. So all this gives us an example that there is discrimination here or somewhere. Every state, every city has some people who fought against this discrimination, the act of discrimination. So now we will learn in this lesson how the people can fight against discrimination, how the people can gain their rights over the resources and how constitution is considered as the living document. This will be focusing in this lesson. Tawa Matsya Sangh. The workers, the fishermen, have fought against the government. Generally, we find people getting displaced whenever there is huge construction going on. So, what is a dam? A dam is nothing but a large construction where we can block the flow of the water and preserve it for the future need. So, wherever there is a huge flow of the water and availability of the land, there they construct a large wall to stop the flow of water, to preserve it, and the gates are being made to release the water whenever it is required. So, like this setup called dam. So, when we are constructing a dam, we need huge place. We need the place where the actual flow of water is going, and if there are any villages which are nearby to that particular flow of water or the river flow, that all the villagers have to leave that place or force them to leave that place, which happens in many incidents. Narmada Bachao Andolan is similar one where the people revolted against this one, and now the another example related to the same state, Tawa Masya Sang, which is also about the river Tawa, which flows through Madhya Pradesh and connected to this Narmada river. So now displacement or relocation is a common problem whenever we talk about any construction. There the government would like to take the land because the government has the very little scope or chance to change the location. The construction of the dam has to be made there itself, or it's not possible accommodate all the interest of the people, the workers who are staying there, or all the people wishes can be fulfilled there. Maximum number of people have to be displaced or relocated from there. So when they forces to move that particular place, they will be asked to go far away from the original place, city. So till that time, from past 40 years or 50 years, they had their own children staying there, and they studied there. They had own market staying there. They had their own friends, relatives, everyone there. So that is hometown for them, birthplace for them. Once the idea of dam comes in, it gives a lot of disturbance for them. The entire setup of their day-to-day life get disturbed, and everything become new to them. They need to search a new place, they need to take a new house, they need to search for the education for the children if they have children studying school, because school does not move from here to there. So they have to take admission into the new school where they are going, and from there they have to decide how is it possible to them to send their children to school or not, and all these things are the issues related to relocation or displacement. So similar thing we will discuss now, which happened in the Mahadev Hill is a place where the river Tawa starts, which coming under the district of Chindwara district. So, in this Chindwara district, the river flows and finally it reaches through the Bethels and coming and then come and join river Narmada at Hosangabad. So when it joined in Hosangabad, at that location between Tawa River and Narmada River at Hosangabad, the government wants to build a dam there. So they have started to building a dam from 1958 to 1978. So once the dam or the reservoir is being constructed, the government decided to give the contract to the people, because when you have a reservoir, the flow of water is being stopped there. So from the Tawa, the people, those who are depending on fishing, the fishermen, Tawa Matsya Sangha, these all people used to do fishing from the river Tawa. Now these all people got displaced, these all people got relocated, and now they have to search a new job opportunities for them. They need to start a new living. At that point of time, the government of Madhya Pradesh decided to give the fishing rights to the private contractors in the year 1994. Till that time, the people, those who got displaced in more than 100 villages, are struggling hard to get their livelihood. They used to get very little when they are doing fishing in the river Tawa. Instead of helping them after they got displaced or relocated, the government decided that they will give fishing rights, whole right, to the private contractors. The private contractors removed all the local fishermen and brought the outsider fishermen at very less cost. This also add fuel to the issue here. Till that time, they thought it would give some better opportunities for them. Private contractors should pay some amount as salary for them, which would be better when compared to the daily getting a very little amount. They give a fixed amount for them so that their lives would be increased or the standard of living would become much better. But once the private contractors have stepped, they removed all the local fishermen, and they want to get more, they want to get from outsiders who can work at very less cost. This triggered the anger of Tawa region fishermen. So more than 35 villages fishermen came together and formed the Tawa Matsya Sangh. The Tawa Matsya Sangh started to protest against the government issue. They started to do rallies, they started to block the roads, chakka jam. They used to sit on the roads and block the roads and used to create trouble for the people till the government listened to them. So from 1994 to 1996, private contractors were doing fishing. In 1996, government decided and called the Tawa Matsya Sangh people for talks. With this talk, they came an agreement between the government and the Tawa Matsya Sangh. That is from 2nd of January 1997. They will give a 5-year lease of contract to hold right to Tawa Master Sang people and the fishermen to do fishing and remove the private contractor. So like this, the Tawa Master Sang people, though they got initially lost or displaced from the hometown, but somehow they got benefit from the project work which has been done in the Tawa reservoir, and now they are able to earn much better than the earlier. Earlier they used to get a very little amount, but now they are able to get some amount of profit every day. And Tawa Matsya Sang is now providing loans to all the fishermen to buy new nets, new boats, and everything. Like that, people, when they fight, they will get their rights. They can earn much better, and Tawa Matsya Sang people also proved to be good managers because they able to manage fishing activity. They are able to maintain the balance of the fishes also in the reservoir. They introduced seeds, fishing seeds, and everything, and they will able to balance this one. So when we start to think against it, we will definitely try to get that one further. We need to do lot of hard work. That's what is being proved once again in the Tawa Matsasang case. When the dams are being built, it is a common problem that the displacement happens. The education of the people also get disturbed, especially the children whose children are staying here. Example is for us the Tawa River, which started from Mahadev Hill, which is in Chindwara district of Madhya Pradesh, and it flows through Betals and joins river Narmada at Hosangabad, and in 1958 to 1978, the 20 years, the joining points where the river Tawa and river Narmada joins, there the government decided to build a reservoir and there to preserve the water and use it for the future purpose. And they have built it. In this process, they displaced many of the fishermen of nearly 100 villages, and the private contractors are being given the rights to do fishing in 1994, which was protested by the Tawa Matsya Sang. Tawa Matsya Sang originated in 1994 against the decision of the government giving the right of fishing to the private contractor. The private contractor did not encourage the local fishermen. They removed all the local fishermen and they appointed the fishermen from the outside region. And finally, in 1977 to 2002, government agreed to give a 5 years lease contract to them, which brought a light of hope for all the people of the Master Sang community, and they started to organize in very good manner where everybody starts to earn profit and they starts to give loans for the fishermen to buy the net as well as the boats. So like this, when they worked hard, they fought against the discrimination and fought against the decision of the natural resources. They are able to gain their rights. So now let us know how will the constitution support the people to fight against discrimination and why the Constitution work as a living document, but this we will discuss in our next class. So this much for today.